Hello everybody and welcome back to the And More Bus Videos YouTube channel. I'm And More Bus Videos, otherwise known as And More Central, depending on what day of the week and what video you're watching. And welcome back to Bowdenham version 5. The last couple of videos I've done have been very well received. We seem to be enjoying driving it in its current sort of routes, its updated routes, London spec for now. So I thought we'd continue with that by taking a look at another one of the local Apsley services in the form of the B1 service. Now the B1 service runs from here, the Tockley Reed Parade, through to St Catherine's Hospital. A through service. For the life of me I cannot remember what its number was previously, but again I will be doing my research and we'll be doing the contrasts later on. But for now we've got this lovely Metro line E200 with all of the COVID style stickers on. There was a point in which they were only passengers were entering by the middle doors to sort of protect the driver. Then they changed it because they were losing money. And as you can see, the restricted passenger numbers are 14 on the side. They were face covering. All the memories that we do vaguely remember but have sort of moved on from life with. All those memories on here, I mean, for me, they've just come flooding back. But here we are. And the vehicle we've got, ignoring the random fleet number, is LK08DXC, so Dixie as it was called when purchased by Hullies of Baslow. So we'll make a move now. We are a couple of minutes late because I prepped the bus for a run that left a minute after I loaded the bus in, then got an odd screenshot, then prepped the vehicle and the blinds and all of that lot. So we are going to run this slightly late. And the route itself, I believe, is timetable to take around 20 minutes. So whether it takes that time or not is another question, as we learnt with what I believe used to be the 40, the B5 that we did last video. Oh gosh, other doors. That route that we did, we learnt that that was given a lot of time at the end of the route. So we'll have to see how we do. Now this is a cross-town service, so it's quite random. I was going to do the B2 and the B3, now I'm going to cover them at some point in the very near future. We'll probably save them. I would imagine we'll save them for 2 separate weeks, purely because they are tied together in the timetable, and that suggests to me that they're an anti-clockwise and a clockwise circular. So we don't want to do both directions in the same week. So I might do one of them in the next video, I think.
Keogh Avenue.
So I thought we'd give the ZF E200 a bit of a run out. From memory, I believe the Metro Line ones are predominantly VoIP, if not all VoIP. It's purely the reason I choose the ZF one, as I have said previously, is because it just has a lot more sound to it. You can hear a little bit more, and it's just a bit different. I have absolutely missed driving this bus. It's quite a dinky sort of let's go vehicle. I mean, there's no handbrake necessary for opening either the front or the middle doors. It kind of just cracks on. It is still really strange driving this map with all the original scenery, but with the TfL bus stop flags, very strange. So yes, Dixie. Now Dixie used to be Hullies of Baslow number 5. Now it was acquired from not direct. Oh gosh, which one are we doing? Are we doing direct or via Hemel? Where's Hemel? What's Hemel? What is Hemel? Okay, we are going via the Hemel Industrial Estate. Okay, I had to double check. I was like, what's Hemel? An industrial estate, it turns out. We have found that out collaboratively together. However, there'll be a couple of you watching who will have known the answer to that, and you'll have been shouting at your screens going, "I'm on bus videos. It's an industrial estate." For those of you, well done.
Industrial estate.
Yes, even the iBus is now telling me. Well, it's not iBus. It's an announcement system, but it is not iBus. But no, Dixie was number 5. It was acquired via a dealer from Metro Line. It was actually acquired by mistake. It wasn't an intentional acquisition. It was acquired by mistake as a loan and a vehicle cover and was supposed to be swapped at a later date. However, the operator and its drivers loved the bus that much that they kept it because it was a good bus. It was an incredibly reliable bus, an absolute rocket ship. It did really, really well. Unfortunately, it was ex-London, so it had quite a few miles under its belt, and going from sort of stop-start London services similar to this to the Peak District was quite a stark difference. So unfortunately, just a couple of months ago, the engine decided to go pop on it. It was an absolute colossal shame. It was one of my favourite buses that they had because it just was so rapid. It was an amazing motor. And unfortunately, the engine decided it wasn't wanting to know, and because of how it was acquired and with replacement vehicles on the way, there was no work done to sort of add a new engine. There wasn't much financial point, unfortunately, as well. It's quite an old E200, being on an 08 plate. I mean, if it had been a 12 or 13, it'd have probably been worthwhile financially adding a new engine into it, but unfortunately, because it's on an older plate, it's not worth it too much. There we go, that's depot. Very Londonified depot. So something else to note as well on the subject of operators swapping engines and bits like that. If you do ever wonder why a newer vehicle has an engine gets an engine out of an older vehicle for whatever reason, and the older vehicle, even if the older vehicle is a lot more reliable, why the older vehicle gets withdrawn, that's usually the reason why. Usually the reason why is because of fleet age. You can have an absolutely immaculate, amazing vehicle, and one that's of the same type, but one that's 5 years younger of the same type. And most operators, if the situation sort of became that the older vehicle had a defect or was too old to run, fair few operators would take the engine out of the older one and put it in the newer one if the new one was on its way out and it were knackered. Something I've known happen a few times. I mean, First South Yorkshire have done it quite recently, where there was one of their quite reliable 07 plates and one of the ex-Manchester 09s that has just arrived. Now, the 09 was for scrap. However, because it's on a newer plate and on book value, an 09 plate looks better than an 07. They took the engine out of the 07 plate, very reliable bus, have withdrawn and scrapped the 07 plate, and the 09 is now out running with a new engine. I would say new engine, the engine from the older bus. But when you look at the vehicle types, yes, the engine might be 2 years older, but the vehicle is still Euro 6 compliant. It still works, and as I say, it doesn't affect its registration status, anything like that. So on the books, it's pretty much an identical vehicle that has replaced one that was 2 years older. I just missed lives. It's quite nice to have this map back. It really, really is. And it's quite a weird thing driving out London buses on it. I mean, as I say, it's not something I'm planning to get used to. I do want to revert back to first bus, I think, on here. I really do, and the original service numbers. Because seeing these Bs, it just reminds me of Bury Bolts by Transdev Rosso in Bury. They've recently lost them, but they introduced Bury Bolts that I think were about 3 or 4 bus services that were B denoted, so they were Bury Bolts. And then they had one at Bury Bolts changed onto a Rochdale runner that were the R's in Rochdale. So there were R in Rochdale for Rochdale runners, there were B's in Bury for Bury Bolts, and the B didn't stand for anything else. But B for Bury Bolts, and then the Tottington line 469. Now for franchising, they've changed out numbers back to originals and what have. that possibly makes more sense. I mean, Transdev renumbering services in places like Keighley, where they pretty much operate everything bar about one service, makes sense. However, operating and changing the numbers in Bury, where they probably operate a quarter, a third, if that, of the operation, was just a little bit daft. It just stuck out like sore thumbs. It was just a little bit strange. So, and what, as I say, didn't help as well was one of the Bury bolts rotated with a Rochdale runner. So you'd get misbranded vehicles as well running out and about. So you'd sort of get allocation to probably be half a Bury bolts that started on the bolts in morning, and then half of it were Rochdale runners, the one that started on the Rochdale side. Oh, now where do we? Oh, we're just going straight round to stop. We will, won't we? Because we don't terminate here. How late are we? Oh, we're only 1.7-ish. Not actually doing too bad for time at all. I do absolutely love the sound of this variation of the C200. I mean, I would say that the C200 in game is one of my favourite buses to drive now, just purely because it is so rapid. So rapid, and I mean, it's it got me bonkers, but I absolutely love driving these in real life as well. Really do like driving these in real life. I mean, they're not everybody's cup of tea, your E200s, but that light was green. But nobody noticed this thing. That light was green. It was properly green. It was green and potentially orange. But no, I absolutely love driving them in real life as well. I really do. I mean, even if I've driven one with a slight minor defect, something like that, I still prefer them over most vehicles. I mean, these and the Trident 2 Deckers from the Metroline era, just I'd absolutely, those Trident 2s, ex-Metroline ones that are lurking about, absolutely love driving them. I've had opportunity to drive a couple of them now, and they are definitely my go-to. My go-to double deckers, those and VDL DB300s, ex-Aviva London DB300s to be precise. They are my go-to buses. Because even if, like, something like a Trident 2, for example, even if you do get one with a defect, I mean, I've known it in the past where I've driven one that is slightly tired, it's clearly sort of struggling with acceleration, and then driven it a week or two after, and it's been absolutely rapid, because they're easy to fix and easy to maintain. They're not the most difficult vehicles in the world to maintain, because you can usually get most parts of them pretty quick. The bus stop cubes, i.e. the bit that you don't see on here, because it's in the editor, they've been placed quite far back on the bus stops. That's why everybody's walking to sort of the middle of the bay rather than the flag. I must say they have definitely been placed quite far back. Oh, you can get round. Oh, we don't want to do that with camera. Oh, you can get round that. I'm not that big. Still make me do it. There we go. We've avoided the person. Slightly mounted the curb, but everybody's still alive. That's what matters.
St. Mary's Road.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same person as the Airbus.
The next bus stop is closed.
Yeah, it's just not, it's not the same. There's a slight difference in the voice. I mean, it's not as major as I initially thought it was, hearing that, but there is still a change in voice.
Absolutely.
Here we go. We're on the famous Absolutely one-way system. Gotta love it. I do need to stop shooting across that crossroads. I really, really need to stop shooting across that crossroads. Oh, don't want to do that. I don't want to wipe out the people. We've got a zero wiping out policy in this video. We're not wiping any cars out, any street furniture out, or goodness me, any people out. And now I've got to remember here not to just follow the actual signage generally that points no entry and points right, but to follow the sign that says all routes into the bus station, instead of doing what we did in the first video where I just followed the sign that says right only, ignored all the other ones that say accept buses, and just turned right. Just went into autopilot and went down there into the abyss. I believe we're nearly there now, looking at this. Aye, we are, yes. Apparently 9 more minutes to go from here. I don't know how bad we're doing for... Oh, we're still the same delay. We sort of have caught up a bit of time and then just remained at the same delay from there on in. And they're all merging from... Poor lass sat in seat, all people. Oh no, they're triple parked. I mean, you've heard double parked with drinks. This is triple parked in the same seat. There's 3 of them sat in the same seat. No wonder bus didn't look busy. They're all sitting inside of each other. Goodness me, could fit a lot more people on bus if people did that. How many seats does this chair seat 3? It's only a single chair. Yeah, I know. It's my inception. This is another thing I love about this bus. You can actually rev it up and it does actually carry its power when you take the handbrake off. I'm not a fan of the buses in this game that don't do that. Yeah, that's not something you can do in real life, but I do like it being a feature on this bus.
Ealing Lane.
Where you can set off, then shut your middle doors. Oh, we're turning left here, how excited. This used to be the 22. Potentially the 22. I'm sure I did something along the lines of this when I did the 22. One of my favourite services, really. I think it is the 22. It still would be really, really nice, although it doesn't seem as likely now, but it would still be quite nice to get the little MIDI E200 that Reese was working on, and potentially the regional one of these that we were slightly promised. It would be quite nice to have them. Especially the regional one of this. I would use the regional one of this vehicle quite a lot if the opportunity was given.
Lindsay Lane.
Oh, there's a low bridge. Oh yes, I think I was 11'6". I think I was quite wise to take a single decker on the B1. I think that was quite a clever decision on my behalf. I also haven't noticed a single other B1, so I don't know what's going on with single decker AI vehicles, but they don't seem to be showing up on the AI list today. I don't quite know why or what crack is, but they don't seem to be showing up. That is a bit of a shame. I did forget how long the traffic lights take to change on this map. I did forget that. Don't have to take a while. So what these traffic lights remind me of is when I went to Liverpool quite a bit of time ago now. But went to Liverpool, and the traffic lights in Liverpool are very painful. If you have been to Liverpool and been not just in the centre but out of the centre, you will know the pain that I have suffered. Where you go to a set of traffic lights and you'll miss a set of lights, you go, oh no. But it's not like conventional lights where it'll let two directions of traffic go. Oh no. With how they've set up their junctions there, it's one direction at a time. They're not censored, so they don't sense if the three other junctions are empty and there's just you. They're not censored. Regardless, if you miss them, you will have to wait usually about 2 and a bit minutes for all the lights to go to change individually. You have to wait for them all to change individually, and then you can think about going. And then you've got to wait for crossing usually.
This bus terminates here. Please take all your belongings with you.
Oh no, we don't terminate here. Oh, that was a bit of a lie on my behalf. Oh dear. Oh, miles off. Just some last walk in the middle of the road. I mean, as much as I did say I don't want to crash into anyone as well, it's quite important to know that that doesn't include people that walk out in front of me. Walking out or down the middle of the road is a slightly different dynamic in this game.
Accident and emergency. This bus terminates here. This bus terminates here. Please take.
They're not too far off, actually. I think I was quite harsh. No, they're not. I missed that. What does that say? B1. Oh, that's us. There we go. In we go. Oh, the bus has just died. There we go. Let's get everybody off. And we're all okay. We got here 44 seconds early. So there we go. So that was the B1. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. A nice little run with a nice little vehicle. I can't remember and I have no idea where I got this repaint from. I just sort of loaded it up and was like, ooh, repaint. So that was the moral behind and why this repaint was chosen. There's no other ulterior motives behind that. It was more just a case of that's an alright backdrop, I suppose. And it was more just a case of COVID repaint, different. Yeah, Metroline, like that. And it was a nice beastie bus, was this nice little motor on the nice little B1 service. So for now, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then do be sure to click that like button so that more people can find it and enjoy like you have. And if you haven't already, do be sure to subscribe to the Bus Videos YouTube channel for more content like this from the simulation section, with videos up to twice a week, focusing on OMSI 2 at the moment, on our Bowdenham version 5 adventures, as well as an archive of over 6,000 backseat and engine-focused public transport videos from the UK and beyond. With buses, trams, trains and more, there's something on there for everyone, with an additional 21 of those videos added every week. Once again, I would like to thank you all for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next video, mate. Goodbye for now. Bye.